Hi, everyone. We are off. I think you recognize the gentleman to the side of me. I'm not even trying to say left or right anymore because I get confused and it's a mirroring image and I'm pointing the wrong way all the time. So screw all that. Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald and former colleague here at Miami Dolphins on the side and on the All Dolphins podcast, kind enough to join me here today on his day off in Chicago after he completely dissed me Friday.
Oh, stop it. You know the
I know.
circumstances.
I'm just
You
kidding, partner.
you don't think I want to podcast live after that practice? Oh my gosh.
Yes, and we're going to get into all the joint practice with the Chicago Bears on Friday that Omar and I both attended as two of the four beat writers from South Florida making the trek to Chicago, Illinois, before a very lovely, enjoyable media dinner that we enjoyed on Friday night. I'm going to give a quick apology here. I do not have my studio light that I always use for the podcast, so my picture isn't as sharp as it usually is, which probably for some of you folks is good news. But such is life in the big city. Omar, how you doing, man?
I'm surviving, man. I'm looking forward to going out. And I've never enjoyed Chicago. I don't know why. I've never enjoyed Chicago. I've tried so many different things, but it's just not a city that I've gravitated to.
Wow, I like Chicago. Then again, I have.
Why? But why? But why?
It's a very cool, vibrant city. You go to certain spots like the Riverside area is very, very cool. Millennium Park's cool. The Bean is very cool. And
I mean, the bean. I've been to the bean. I've taken a
okay,
picture with a bean.
okay,
Like, okay, I've been to the museums. I probably haven't been to the Riverside. Like,
this is very cool. Yeah, but I also
is
have
the Riverside the one where it's like
on the
where all
river,
the boats are?
on the river.
Yeah, I've been there.
Really? Okay. Well, maybe it's not
It's
your cup of tea. It happens. It's
yeah,
okay. There are some places you might enjoy that I might not enjoy. So,
yeah.
right?
Maybe I haven't gotten into the party scene of Chicago, but I'm really not in the party mood right now. Uh,
Oh,
I think I'm going to do a hop on, hop off bus tour,
okay.
which has always been how I how I get to learn cities, and I actually am a hop on, pop off bus tour enjoyer. You
Me too.
too? Yeah.
No, did that when we went to Europe a couple of years ago. We did one like in Rome. We did one in Paris, a couple of different spots. Yeah, I really enjoy those because it gives you a little taste of all that happens. I don't think the folks are here to hear, but are here to
Here are
hear
our
us talk
travel journeys.
about
Yes.
travel. So, although we should start a travel blog, you and I, or a travel podcast, or maybe not. Let's talk some Dolphins. Because so I'm seeing all these comments on social media. So let's attack this right off the top. The notion that the Dolphins were too soft in practice on Friday because they didn't match the Bears' physicality versus the idea that the Bears were a little bit over the top and maybe didn't really respect the spirit of joint
Sanctity.
practice.
Yeah. Can the answer be both? Be, should okay, I will say this, and I watch the offense, you watch the defense. Let's put that there for people
Yes.
to understand. It was easy for me to catch more things on defense because when the Bears defense did something, when the Bears offense did something, the crowd cheered. There was a crowd there, they cheered. So it was very easy for me to go and see what happened.
Yeah.
Offensively, for Miami Dolphins versus Chicago Bears defense, all you heard was ooh, like oh, like they were headhunting. In a joint practice, there was more than one rep where I saw the quarterback on the ground. What happens in a football practice when the quarterback gets put on the ground?
Pow, major pow.
Oh, that defensive player gets major pow, if not kicked out of practice.
Yes.
If it were me as a referee and knowing the spirit and sanctity of a joint practice, I probably would have kicked out 2, if not 3 Bears players because they were headhunting. You saw the one play where the guy, I forget who it was.
Noah Sewell, the younger brother of Panay Sewell.
He went to clothesline a Dolphins player Who has seen a clothesline in an NFL game? Who? Have you seen a clothesline in NFL?
No, and I saw the end of the play because my attention was what on the Dolphin defensive play ends, and I turn over and I caught the end of it, and the end of it was the guy's arm nailing Izukama over the top of the helmet. And with a swing. I have never seen that ever in a practice. Rarely in a game.
Rarely in a game. If you did that in a game, would you have been kicked out?
Very possibly. But that brings the question though: Did the officials have the authority to kick anybody out of the game?
They should have. They should have had the authority. They should have, because here's the thing: can Mike police the Bears defense?
No.
Ben Johnson's all the way over there on the other side of the field. He doesn't even know what's going on. And with Mike, knowing that his team has a soft reputation, knowing that his team has consistently mentally folded when they get punched in the mouth, he's trying to see how they respond to it. So he can't go over and say, be nicer to my team. Can you stop being so hard? Like, why are you head up? Like, I saw Jalen Waddle get blasted.
I saw that. I caught the end of it. That one too.
Saw Devon Achane get blasted.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Jalen Wright get blasted. Saw Eric Uzukama get blasted. Saw Malik Black get blasted. Like, it was, and I'm not saying this is football. It's a physical sport.
Yeah.
Will the plays that happened yesterday be allowed in the game on Sunday? They will. But that was a practice, and it was supposed to be a safe environment. It was not a safe environment for the Dolphins offensive players. Now, was it a safe environment for the Dolphins, for the Bears offensive players? I'm asking you that question.
Oh, I'll get to it. I'm just letting you talk. I'm trying to be a good host and let you talk.
Yeah, no, I'm curious because like it was ruthless over there.
And there was another one where Jack Jones on a kickoff return got pounded pretty good, and then like the Bears players like woo woo. I mean, like a lot of hooping and hollering. I didn't see. There were some places, and again, the rules of engagement per Mike McDaniel before practice were that the two coaches had agreed there would be no live tackling, there would be thudding, which is basically you make contact. It can be hard contact, but you don't go through the player. It's basically no, you don't go through player in the thud or the practice. You're not supposed to.
Oh, I saw at least 15 live tackles. Tua got hit twice. Tua got hit put on the ground twice.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm sorry, I did not see that. I heard that, and I was like, whoa. I mean, that's
no. It was, and I'm not crying about it because, in my opinion, this is what the Dolphins' offense needed.
There's no crying in football.
There's no crying in football. There is no crying in football.
Okay.
So this was a reality check, and you saw them mentally fold. You saw them. My eyes. Oh yeah.
Hold on. First of all, have you ever seen a League of Their Own?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was doing. There's no crying in football.
I know.
Oh, okay. Because your reaction was like maybe you didn't think it was funny because you.
No. There is no crying in football.
No. Okay. The notion that the Dolphins kind of folded and all that. I mean, were they folding when D. Eskridge got into it with Kevin Byard?
That was at the end. That was at the end in the very last period, and they had probably had a talking to about the fact that they folded and played like a bunch of bees in the previous hour and 45 minutes of practice. And so, yes, they redeemed themselves, huh? They redeemed themselves in that final period. What do you say?
Like a bunch of bees. Were they stinging?
Yeah.
It's a bad joke. I know what you're saying. That's a bad joke.
No, they.
But on defense,
hold on. Let me say this: the first 11-on-11 period, where where the Bears were laying the wood, the Miami Dolphins. That gif that Kevin Hart does it in his comedy special. No, I wasn't ready. Like they were not ready for that. Now. They had to. The first play of practice was Eric Uzukama get blasted.
Okay, but on the other side, like the Dolphins, to me looked like okay, they were thudding. I didn't see any play where the Dolphin defender ran through a Bears offensive player. And is that maybe they were more respectful of the rules of engagement because maybe that's not their style. And the first play of 11 for the defense was a Jordan Brooks pick against Caleb Williams, so no need to get overly physical. There was one play where Elijah Campbell came in free on a blitz directly at Caleb Williams, and he did what you're supposed to do, is he got to Caleb Williams and touch, tag, you're sacked. But I don't recall any instance of the Dolphins getting overly physical or crossing the line with their defense. And with their offense, this is where the problem is again, especially going against a team that's going to be overly physical. The Dolphins offense, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again, relies on finesse, speed, and deception. Mm-hmm. They're not a, for lack of a better term, punch you in the mouth type of offense. This is where maybe it would have been nice if Pharaoh Brown, who bowled over Elijah Campbell in the open field in practice back in Miami, it would have been nice if he'd done that to one of the Bears, particularly after they showed they were going to be like.
I could name you the guys who fought. You want me to? Because I can't. I was paying attention because while the whole team was wilting, there were certain guys that were fighting. Pharaoh Brown was on that list of fighters.
Good.
Malik Washington was on that list of fighters. D. Eskridge was on that list of fighters. Aaron Brewer was on that list of fighters. Patrick Paul was on that list of fighters. That's it. Everybody else was, I hate to say, cowering.
Whoa. But you're going to say it anyway.
It was.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it.
It's a very hard thing for me to like. I don't want to be too overly critical. Yes, they are a finesse team. The one thing that I will, if the Miami Dolphins go through the rest of training camp not playing press with their cornerbacks, you're making a mistake because you're not getting the offense ready for what they're going to face this season. We've watched all the training camp with free release. The Bears were rerouting the snot out of them. And you know who Tua is, and you know Tua throws to spots. There were 10 to 12 passes where the ball is just going somewhere where there's no receiver even close.
I saw the one.
A receiver's supposed to be there, huh?
I saw the one to Jalen Waddle where he went to go up after making a quick out move, and the defender was like, "Yeah, no, you're not getting by," and there was no flag. So
yeah, no, and that's the thing. There's referees there, so there's no flag.
Correct.
So if you can have contact 5 yards at the line of scrimmage, the Bears choked them out. And when your receivers are this big, you better expect that the entire season. And if you cannot beat people over the top and you cannot run the ball consistently, that's the one thing I will say that they could do positively. I couldn't tell you the yardage on runs because the way the field was facing, but they ran very well over the left side of the line. Mm-hmm. The right side, not so much. If you can't get off press and you can't beat teams deep this season, you have no chance.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, you have no chance this season. And yes, we didn't have Tyreek Hill there, so he's probably one of the baddest men in football. The Bears media was like really excited about seeing Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek is battling an oblique injury, so he shut it down. As I don't want to see Tyreek Hill in a preseason game. Sorry, no offense to you. Like Tyreek, even before the oblique injury, Tyreek is way too valuable to this team.
Agreed.
I am not the biggest Malik Washington fan. Based on, I think he had a horrible camp last year. Was gifted a roster spot. Really earned the number 3 role when Braxton Berrios and River Craycraft were down. Remember that?
Yep.
Started getting really better, started improving as a slot receiver, had a strong camp, strong OTAs program, had a quiet camp. And yesterday, sir, the fight that you had, the intensity that you played with, the fact that you were not cowering from these headhunting safeties, cornerbacks, and linebackers, because that's what they were. They were headhunting. When I say headhunting, it looked like old school. You remember old school football?
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, you throw the ball over the middle, I'm going to take your head off. That's how they were playing. Would that have been allowed in a game, much less a practice? I don't know. The refs didn't throw no flags.
Well, the hit on Jalen Waddle doesn't get flagged in the game. That's a perfectly fine hit in a game. The one with Sewell on the Ezukama over the middle of the field, that should be a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness,
if not ejection. But that like Jonathan Owens, if it were me, and I'm not crying, I'm not calling them, I'm not saying, oh, they were too rough on Miami. I'm saying if in my dream world, I'll retire from this and become a referee. Everybody knows this. I love refereeing. I would have kicked 2 players out of practice, 2 Bears out of practice long time ago. Tremaine Edmonds, you're gone. And he had the pick six. Oh, yeah.
What did he do?
He ran through Devon Achane on a screenplay as if the action were live.
Okay.
Just come on. You are 6'4", 260 pounds, and steamrolling through Devon Achane on a screenplay. This is practice.
Yeah.
Like, what suppose he would have been hurt?
Yeah, no.
And Jonathan Owens, he would have been kicked out. Period. 2.
Well, and Sewell also with the clubbing of Ezukama would have been.
That was a. I'll give him like a one time. Like, I've never seen anything like that. I gotta admit, I've never seen a player get clotheslined in a game, much less a practice.
To me, it's a right forearm to the top of the head. That's what I saw when I looked over at the play, and it was like, okay, yeah, no, in a joint practice. But anyway, you started your point with, I guess, Malik Washington's winning you over a little bit. Is that what?
Oh yeah. Malik fought. Yeah. And very few players were fighting. Malik fought, and I'm not talking about fist fighting. I'm just talking about like he was like, yeah, I'm not scared of you. He ran stuff over the middle, no intimidation. When they tried to pop him, he popped them right back. He gained my respect yesterday, and Ollie Gordon gained my respect yesterday. I would think Alexander Madison would have played a little bit, but he had his own issues fumbling the ball.
I was gonna say, got to hang on to the ball though. Jesus.
Yeah. But he didn't play with that. He didn't bring that wood. Like, they were clearly trying to intimidate Miami. And when you listen to the press conferences afterwards, you heard them say that tone. Like, Jason Leaser told us before, when we saw what was going on, Jason Leaser said, yeah, they had a practice Tuesday and like 4 fights broke out and the coaches were encouraging it. Jason Leaser covers the Bears. Like, the coaches were encouraging it.
Yeah.
And that's the identity that they're trying to create. They're trying to create a Dan Campbell-esque
biting kneecaps.
Yeah, biting kneecaps identity. And Miami you need to know what you're going to face during the season. And everybody's going to try to intimidate you.
Yeah, and the Dolphins have never been about biting kneecaps. And again, to me, it's always been like a more cerebral approach, which can work to a certain degree, but also has its limitations, and sometimes can not work as well as hoped. I thought overall, as I wrote and I said on the podcast yesterday, that the Dolphin defense did pretty solidly against the Bears offense, particularly the first team. Not particularly impressed with Caleb Williams. Several occasions he couldn't find anybody open, rolls out, throws the ball away. There was one long play which was one of those where he did roll out and he hit somebody on a crosser. I think it was Devin Duvernay behind a linebacker, and then, understanding it's a practice and there was no live tackling, still looked like he may have been able to like dodge tacklers for a long touchdown. Outside of that, didn't do a whole lot. The Jordan Brooks interception was the one play that stood out.
Are we not going to address the Jordan Brooks fight?
Oh, of course we're going to. Well, let's dive into it now. Okay. I hesitated to mention who the other player was on the podcast after.
Same with me.
Well, after discussions with several other people and seeing online, my initial reaction when I zoned in, again, you have to understand the setting is we're looking to the right, and there's Jordan Brooks being held back by a couple of different players, bunch of Dolphin players, and there's somebody else in the background who looks like he's just been involved in it. And I looked and I'm like, I know the face, but I can't place it right now. And then when somebody mentioned Tyrell Dotson, it was like, boom, that's who it was. And I heard that now from multiple sources or multiple places.
I saw the video. I can't see the face. It looks like Tyrell Dotson. I haven't found any other 11 in the scrum, but I would struggle to say Tyrell Dotson. Okay. Just because I do not have any confirmation. If your eyes, and I would not trust anybody if they were not there. If you were not there, I'm not trusting you on your opinion on the incident. Because we were there, an entire media contingent of 40 media members, and none of us could identify who was the recipient of the thrown punch. I saw the punch, could not see.
You saw a punch. See, I didn't see a punch. I saw guys getting separated, and then immediately had the binoculars over. And like I said, and it doesn't. It's not the end of the world.
It wasn't a shove. I saw a punch.
Well, okay. So, full apologies if it winds up there wasn't Tyrell Dotson, but I'm like kind of pretty sure it was based on like I said, my binoculars went straight to a guy who looked like he had just been involved with it. And
helmet off.
Helmet off. And once
I know it's the helmet off guy. Just can't. I don't know where Dov Kleinman got his video. It was sent to me by Isaiah, and I saw it was the helmet off guy. The problem is I couldn't identify the helmet off guy. And I don't want to speculate who it is, what it's about. Well, now, would it be more problematic if it was starting inside linebacker versus starting inside linebacker? Probably.
Well, again, this is where we don't know what was the cause of it. In the grand scheme of things, is it a big deal?
No.
Probably not. No. Again, unless there are like some underlying issues going on there. But it's different. I don't recall the last time I saw two teammates.
Yeah. Mike said something when we were walking away from the field, and he intentionally said it to us, trying to set the tone of what our stories would be. I forget what somebody said. I think it was Shad, who basically was like, you are you used to getting into the middle of the fights and scrums? And Mike was like, happens all the time. You guys just don't see it.
You guys just don't see it. Yep.
And I'm curious what he's referring to, whether him getting into the middle of the scrum, whether him getting into players going after players, teammates going after teammates. I think I'm leaning more towards teammates going after teammates.
Possibly.
Because why would he be in the middle of scrums all the time?
That's a very good point.
Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think at that point, he had been briefed about what had happened. He had already given his team a talk. Clearly, the talk was about, way to respond to adversity. These are the things, it was as brutal as the offensive practice was. 6 turnovers, 6 penalties. 6 turnovers, 6 penalties. Nobody's winning that game. Nobody is that. Who wins that game? What offense wins that game? You got to have like 3 defensive scores to win that game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not good.
But
here's the thing is, in a way, I kind of maybe like.
I love Patrick's comment. Omar doesn't know the strip clubs in Chicago. You are correct, sir.
There you go.
You have nailed it, Patrick.
Now I'm supposed to come up with like continue my point here. Okay, after this, we can shift the conversation. By the way, if you all have suggestions on good strip clubs, I'll
put that out there. But I don't like the pasty strip club. So if this is a pasty city, it's a no for me. But carry on.
Okay. But good luck following that. Okay, I'll do my best. In a way, may not be the worst thing whatsoever, but because it shows a sign of fight and feistiness in a Dolphin team that a lot of the fans want to keep throwing out the word soft for. So Jordan Brooks getting
Not
into
fans,
it.
media too. No, I am not shying away from the word soft and finesse.
Well, finesse. I've been on finesse for
You won't say soft.
I don't need to say soft. I've said finesse, and I've said finesse when they were completely kicking ass in 2023.
That's true.
And I remember somebody who looks very much like you giving me a hard time about it.
They ran for 2,300 yards, but they are finesse.
Okay, thank you. Or maybe there's some good that actually they
No. The best thing that can happen to them, if this is your welcome to football moment, and you see, if you were feeling good about yourself as a team, there was a humbling moment that made you say, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of stuff to clean up.
Go ahead.
We gotta get our stuff together.
And this is what happens when we as the media just keep watching them practice, among themselves. It's like it can look good, but it's not as realistic a picture as when they go up against another team. If you remember 2017, when we watched the joint practices with the Eagles, it was like, holy smoke, there's a big difference there between those two teams.
Yes.
And of course, the Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl that year. So
yes.
they were that good.
No. But that practice identified to me what good quarterback play should look like. What quarterback play should look like. The ball shouldn't be touching the ground. Efficiency on third down. Efficiency in the red zone. Like, I'd spent all these years I'd spent a decade covering the Dolphins and watching pretty much, with the exception of Chad Pennington, very mediocre quarterback play in practice. And that was my awakening moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it should look like from, I forget who the starter was, and then Nick Foles, like Carson Wentz. All three of their quarterbacks were sharp.
Yeah. And there was no movement on the line of scrimmage from the Dolphins. So we talked about the little scuffle, and if it was Tyrell Dodson, should point out here, may have been the most productive Dolphin defensive player on that day yesterday with the Bears. He made a lot of plays. Bradley Chubb had a nice sequence of back-to-back pressures and or sacks in the red zone drill at the end of the session.
Mm-hmm. Red zone was hot.
Ethan Bonner had himself a good day. Joe Shaw's going to love hearing that. Ethan Bonner.
Hold on. You got to explain that to me, because I did not watch it, and I know he started, but why did he have a good day?
Because the coverage was good. I mean, that's how you have a good day. That's how you have a good day as a cornerback. He was, and that's a little bit of a little move from him a little bit. Could he put himself in position to win a starting job? I don't think so.
I think it's open with Sheffield. I think it's open. I think Sheffield is losing his hold on that job.
Maybe.
Storm definitely is, write that in pen. Sheffield, to me, is losing his hold on his starting job.
I don't know. We shall see. But I would think Bonner is much closer to a roster spot on the 53 than he was maybe at the start of training camp. Trying to see who else might have stood out defensively. Pardon me. Jordan Brooks, of course, had the pick, as I mentioned. Outside of that,
you mentioned Elijah.
Minka had a great rep in a red zone drill with good coverage on a player in the back of the end zone. Okay, let's turn to the
offense. Biggers, who ended practice with a sack. Come on, give Zeke Biggers some love. He had a very quiet camp.
He's had a very quiet camp, but he did end practice with a sack. Correct. And I'm trying to think. And when I say, okay, well, how come you're mentioning so few players if the Dolphin defense had a good day? Well, because they were the pressure up front. They were not sacks per se, but again, they did flush Caleb Williams out of the pocket a lot. Although he is extraordinarily flushable, for lack of a better term, because it doesn't take long for the dude to be like, oh, I'm bailing, running outside.
So who was flushing him though?
That's what I'm trying to think. I don't think it was any particular guy. I think Jalen Phillips might have gotten there one time. Quentin Bell might have gotten there one time. I don't recall there was one player who consistently was getting there. But again, he does bail very, very, very quickly. And I don't know that that's something Ben Johnson really likes because Caleb Williams wants to play backyard ball. And I think Ben Johnson would like to have him be a lot more system-oriented, if not borderline robotic, like Jared Goff, which is what – but they worked with Jared Goff in Detroit. That's not Caleb Williams' skill set. But
Jared Goff was not the finished product that he was. Jared Goff finally had a good year last year. Like, it was a processing Detroit.
And then in the playoff game, when he needed to like do some heavy lifting, he was massive booty cheeks. So
I also think that Detroit team had worn down from an injury standpoint.
On defense, they were bad on defense. On offense, but dude was not good. I didn't look at the lineup, but anyway, we digress. Speaking of quarterbacks and maybe not having good performances. So what did you see from Tua? I saw obviously the one in the red zone to Tremaine Edmonds. I caught the tail end of the one to Tariq Black where some folks would have you believe it was all on Tariq Black.
It was a tip. It was a tip. It was an interception.
It was thrown behind him, was it not?
I can't remember if it was thrown behind him. It was a tip pass, but
how convenient.
Listen, three interceptions is three interceptions. Like,
well, no, if you throw it, no, come on. Here's the thing: is I'm going to defend Tua here, you Tua hater. If against the Bills, for example, last year in the Thursday night game, the first pick was not a great pass to Grant Dubose, but he is one of those where he easily could have caught it, but instead of doing that or dropping it to the ground, it flies up in the air for an easy pick. So that one is like, I'm not looking at, and I'm not killing the quarterback for that pick. I'm not looking strictly at the end result. It's not like all interceptions are not made equal.
What about Robbie Chosen supposedly running the wrong route?
If that indeed was the problem, then that's not a Tua issue. It's an offense issue.
Interceptions are on a quarterback. They are what they are.
But again, this is where, again, stats with quarterbacks sometimes can be. And that, Omar, I say this as somebody who often says, stop throwing numbers at me.
I know.
Because it's not all him. And then, but the flip side is not all interceptions are on him either.
I would have I would give more grace for the incompletions because his receivers were not where they're supposed to be. Now, to the receiver's defense, they're going against press. This is the first time they probably faced press all damn season, all damn training camp, probably for the all damn summer, because that's not what the Dolphins do. And a lot of his receivers were rerouted. He clearly looked like he was a deer in headlights, and that's not ideal for Tua. He should play better. I said this. I taped earlier with Dolphins In-Depth podcast with Isaiah. If I'm Tua, I'm playing on Sunday. There ain't nothing you can do that stops me.
Dude, seriously?
Absolutely.
What can stop him is Mike McDaniel.
Absolutely. No, Mike. No, I think Mike. I don't think Mike can stop him. Like, if I'm Tua, I'm dressing. I'm getting myself in the game. If you get in your feelings, that's you. Like, I'm playing.
Are you serious?
He has to send that message to his team. That practice was booty cheeks.
Oh, dude, I agree. And I would have thought before that practice, there was zero chance Tua was playing. Now I think it's slightly better than zero chance, but it sure as hell ain't Tua was going to make that decision. Sorry.
Okay. Tua's beating himself up today. Tua's probably gone over that film of that practice 5, if not 10 times.
One would hope.
Oh, come on. Is there a doubt? Is there a doubt? You think Tua's like, bad practice, all right.
No.
I'll move on to his problem from Mike McDaniel is he can't move on. You got to move. Mike McDaniel says number one issue to it, you got to move on from the bad plays.
You also know Tyreek's not playing, so I
don't give a damn.
But here's the thing, though. Okay.
Tyreek wasn't going to play anyway.
Here's what I would
Tyreek don't do
No,
preseason.
I know that. But here's what I would expect, that if Tua does play, I mean, get ready for because the idea, because based on what you're saying, kind of the idea is sort of like get him back into a good rhythm and in a positive mindset after that booty cheeks practice. So guess what? Hello, screen passes, quick hitters.
They got, but I don't disagree with you. But I gotta get me some payback. I gotta get me a little payback. No, like, come on, man. You can't have me going out like that in a joint practice. Come on. My last throw is a pick 6 interception.
He's going into year 6. As you need to like.
Nah, man. I gotta send a message to my team. I am the alpha of the alphas. I am the sun that this universe revolves around. I can't go out looking like a little bee. Am I wrong? If we're trying to change our identity as a team and trying to change how we are perceived, am I going to let what happened to me Friday happen to me and me do nothing about it? If you're Tua.
But again, it's not.
I know. But that would be if you prevent me. If you as Mike McDaniel prevent me from doing that, then you're part of the problem too.
Okay. Yeah. You've kind of sort of convinced me that what's going to happen is Tua going to be like, Mike, I need to go in there and
Mike, I'm playing. And what's Mike gonna say? No, you're not playing.
No,
and then I'll be like
that. I'm gonna be Mike, I'm playing.
Huh? No, of course, Tua can have the conversation and tell Mike I'm playing. Come on.
Not like that, seriously.
Oh, you know they can. You know. They're more like buddies than coworkers. They're more coworkers than boss employee. Don't be naive. Like Tua, if Tua says I'm playing, he's playing. And Tua needs to say, I'm playing. Like, you're going to have Malik Washington and D. Estridge and Nick Westbrook Akine and Jalen Wright go out there without reinforcement, without their muscle. Like, you got to give me a chance against this headhunting defense. Because, like, it was like they got jumped in the alley. You know that. You know that. You can't. I get jumped in the alley and you just going to let me do nothing about it? You just going to let me go on the field on Sunday and just be like, hi guys, we're back again. Like, please don't hit us hard.
Good luck, Omar. Hope it works out well for you.
Yeah, like, let's have a nice exhibition season. I know we had the melee at the end of practice, but let's all hug and be kumbaya. Like, nah. You can't do that.
You're saying no.
Like, you can't let me go out like that. You're trying to change the identity of this team. They clearly got punked.
No, they did. Okay.
Like, so now every team thinks they're gonna punk us. Unless we open up a can of whoop, you know what? Like, every team thinks they're gonna punk Miami.
Okay, but no, you're like I said, you're kind of like you're kind of swinging me. You're making a good argument.
Thank you.
So and I hate having to admit that, but well done.
Like, you gonna let me throw in 3 interceptions and then tell me I can't practice? I can't play?
But then what's an ideal game?
Give me 2 series. Give me 2 series.
What if they're both 3 and out?
Then I got a lot of work to do, and I need to go back to the drawing board. Okay. And I'll be back the next week, and I'll be better. But you got to give me a chance. You got to give me a chance. We could call conservative plays, but you got to give me a chance. We can let me run the ball a little bit, but you got to give me a chance. Like, think about Tua's mindset. You want Tua stewing on this for an entire week? Do you? You know how he stews.
No, what I want, I'm gonna go there. What I want is Tua not making comments like, "Oh, I'm sure the defense looking forward to the joint practices because they can see the ball because I'm not letting them see the ball." That's what I want personally. Stop it with comments like that. Okay, I had to get off my chest. Tell me I'm wrong though.
You're wrong, but I want my quarterback confident. I want him talking like that. I know you don't.
That straddles the line between confident and
arrogance.
cocky.
I want him arrogant. I want my quarterback arrogant. I'm sorry, I do.
But then you throw 3 picks in the first joint practice. I don't know.
And I did that, and you got to let me get my get back. You got to.
I don't know. Have we ever heard have we ever heard a quarterback make a comment of that type? Like, I'm sure the defense looking forward to facing another team because I'm not letting.
But it was true. It was the truth.
Well, I got picked by Minka for one, but
it too. Minka got 2.
Okay, but it's just.
But it was the truth.
I don't care that it's true. It's just.
Oh, damn. I told people that he only had 1 interception. He had 2.
What was the second one before that?
Oh, no, you're right. No, you're right. That Minka got 1 against somebody else. You're
correct.
Right.
It was a pick.
He's only had 1. But it was true. You go 12 practices and nobody's getting
you
one person's got
You need to say it though. It's just I don't know.
I know you don't. I know what your issue is. Okay. But even the whole thing about I don't need an offensive line. I get the ball out my hand quickly. I know that stuff bothers you.
I get the ball out, brother.
But it's true. It's true. Should he have said it? No, but it's true. He should have used that. He should have used that as an opportunity to big up his offensive line. But truth of the matter is, True is a toothsayer, and his offensive line sucked.
Should he have told the fans, "Show me the money" when Javon Holland is on the field next to him?
He was egged on to say, "Show me the money." Get out your feelings, old man.
He's a grown man who could have said, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that. That's a bad look." Okay. Anyway, I digress. He was a good quarterback, and the Dolphins absolutely need him to ball out. I personally would. I don't know. Anyway,
my issue is, and yesterday Mike talked about it. You can't have Tua in his head. Trust me. Right now, after that practice, he's in his head. So how do I get him out of his head? I get him prepared to go out there and play on the field. You can't have him stewing on that for an entire week. It's just going to be
because he shouldn't. And again, this is where we're looking.
He can't let it, but he can't let it go.
But hold on, this is where we talk about areas where Tua can grow as a quarterback or can improve as a quarterback. And to me, I have said, athletically, this is who he's going to be forever. Maybe that's part of perhaps where he can get some growth is
the mental part.
Correct. Stop. The pass has been picked off. It's not going to be unpicked off regardless. So move on. That's short memory. So.
But you know what happened. Well, he kept thinking about it, and it kept getting worse. Well, he kept digging a deeper hole for himself. That's what happens to him.
Okay, but so
and it happened again.
Let's wrap this particular part of the discussion, and then if you're cool with it, let's tackle some viewer questions, comments.
All right.
Other than Tyreek, who else would you foresee not playing, and who else would you not want to see playing? Obviously, other than the injured guys, obviously.
If I'm Mike McDaniel, I don't play James Daniels. I don't play Patrick Paul. I don't play Jalen Phillips. I do not play Bradley Chubb. I do not play Jordan Brooks. I do not play Minka Fitzpatrick. Maybe I have to play Minka because he has to hold it all together for secondary. Maybe the communication has to get tightened up. I do not play Jalen Waddle. Cannot afford for him to go down. But if Tua's going to play a series or two, maybe I let Jalen Waddle play.
Wouldn't you sorry to interrupt, but wouldn't you let then James Daniels and Patrick Paul play if Tua's playing?
If Tua's playing, I have to let Patrick Paul play and James Daniels play. You're correct.
Okay.
And they probably need it. But my issue with Patrick Paul particularly is your season is done if he gets injured. He gets an ankle, he gets a knee, he tears a pec, season is over. It's gone. It's done. It's a wrap. Because who's replacing him?
They'll find some. I mean, you put.
Oh yeah, left tackle with all the stuff to find.
That's the thing. But Omar, think about it. And you said that on the Dolphins Collective in the last episode. And
I do believe that. He's too valuable.
That you repeated it, so obviously you believe that. But here's the thing. We're really putting that much significance, with all due respect to Patrick Paul, who would look great in camp in Miami. We're putting in the run game yesterday by all accounts.
Not good on one-on-ones.
Not good one-on-ones, which is, well, it can be a factor because he's going to have to do some one-on-one pass protecting during the regular season. Are we putting that much emphasis in, like, importance on a first-year starter who has not proven himself in the regular season? Really?
He does not have a backup on the roster, and left tackles are not easy to find, as you can see. As you can see, this GM is on his 4th attempt at finding one, a backup.
No, and this is where they're hoping that Jermaine Ifedi.
Yeah, and he sucked yesterday too, by the way. This isn't about, oh, he doesn't need the work. This is about, I cannot afford for anything to happen to Patrick Paul, or my season is over.
But then you're going to have Tua in the game against the Bears, who clearly want to establish an identity without Patrick Paul, with a based on what you're kind of suggesting, a less than ideal left tackle.
I give Patrick Paul and Tua 2 reps.
Okay.
You get 2 series.
Okay.
And if your first series is a good series, I give you 1 series.
Okay.
I know you got to get work. I do know you got to get work. I just can't chance it. I can't.
No, I'm good with the idea of, and then I would throw in, sorry, if Tua's playing, then Jalen Waddle's playing, and I would go give him, like, again, 1 series if it's a good series, 2 series if it's like a 3 and out or whatever. And on defense, for me, 0 chance I play Phillips, Chubb, Zach Sealer, Jordan Brooks, or Fitzpatrick.
Here's the thing about Zach Sealer.
Go ahead.
And I'm asking you this question. I want your honest opinion.
You mean Zach Sealer? Oh,
yes, Zach Sealer. Yeah.
Sorry, TD, if you're watching.
Do you think Zach Sealer would let his young rookie defensive tackles go out there without him?
I think so. I
don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a.
What do you think? He's Papa Bear over there saying,
Yeah. Zach would be, if you're going to be in there, I'm going to be in there, and I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to walk you through this, and we're gonna do this together. You don't think that's who Zach is?
Yeah, but I also think he's smart enough to realize his value to the team. I think it'd be more, I'm going to talk to you and coach you every step of the way while I watch from the sideline.
You might be correct on that. I never. You're right.
Whoa, hold on.
No,
I love that. It is.
I think the rookie defensive tackles, they're going to get a lot of run. Mm-hmm. I think they would be more comfortable if Zach is in uniform as opposed to Zach in dress clothes, is my thought process. Zach showed them how to warm up. Zach.
NFL players, my God, do we have to hold them by the hand?
Yes, you do.
Oh, yikes.
You do. They're babies. They don't. Zach's here to show them how to become Zach. That's what this.
Yeah, but they're not watching that during the game. I mean, it's not going to.
No, but it's there. I think he can do what he needs to do in street clothes. But what about the warm up? What about the pregame ritual? What about halftime adjustments? What about what I do in halftime? Like, those are Zach's babies now.
I know, but he can do the whole pregame routine, and then when they go in the locker room before they come back out, take a shower, put on your street clothes, and at halftime he can just talk them through halftime adjustments without necessarily.
You're right. Zach is going to be sitting it out.
Damn. You're giving up too easily. I'm like,
now Tua, you can't make you can't make me sit that out. Like,
no. You know what? And I'll take the Sealer win. You take the Tua win. How's that?
I know maybe Tua's like thinking big picture, and hopefully he's let this go. But knowing Tua, he ain't let this go. And here's my thought process on the whole preseason game, especially the way practice ended. And I know after we were all kumbaya, whatever, like everybody hug it out and, oh, good practice. Oh, we needed that, blah, 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 blah. Nah, you whooped my tail. Like, you embarrassed me.
No, there
Yeah,
is
yeah,
pride involved too.
yeah, there's pride involved. You're like, yeah, that's like you don't think Caleb Williams and his crew are like, yeah, we got to get some get back. Like they want some get back too. Not even as bad as like 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
6 turnovers, 6 offensive line penalties.
And by the way, that's a recurring.
And your quarterback gets hit at least twice.
Yeah.
In a practice.
We out here talking
your top players, Waddle, Achan, get laid out. When I say laid out, I mean laid out. Like on the ground for a couple of minutes, laid out. Like that's what happens. You don't think I want some get back?
By the way, this is the point we should point out that based on what we could observe, everybody was fine. Even Jack Jones, who was carried off the field by a couple of
I don't know if we should say Jonah's fine. Because my hope is that it wasn't like an ankle. Because he has his shoes off. I don't know.
He was on the sideline at the end of practice and he looked fine.
I know. Yeah. So. But would you be shocked if he's not playing on Sunday?
If there's anything that wasn't like hydration cramps.
Yeah, I hope it was dehydration cramps. But that's another one that you got to be. I don't know if there's a backup here. Like,
the backup offensive line is
I don't know if there is a backup to Jonah. So you better make sure he's good. Like, maybe you just try to get him to Detroit joint practice. Maybe he has to sit this one out. I don't know.
Again, it depends on the nature of what kept them out at the end of practice there. So
yeah.
Omar, you ready to tackle some of these?
Yes, absolutely.
Pride 909 with the donation. Thank you so very much. Much appreciated. Omar enjoys Buffalo more than Chicago, confirmed here. Omar?
Damn. Nah, that ain't never true. That ain't never true. In Buffalo, I never leave my hotel. Like, only for the game and then get back. Like, literally, I am fly in, go to my hotel, eat at my hotel, leave to go to the game, come back to my hotel, leave my hotel to go to the airport. That's my Buffalo stay. We have had some dinners in Buffalo. So yeah. Okay.
No good strip clubs in Buffalo?
I don't really do strip clubs on the road. I'm being honest with you.
Okay. No, you wanted to brought it up before, not me.
I'm a Miami strip club kind of guy because strip clubs at home are clubs, but strip club I have done strip clubs on the road. Houston. That was a good time. Houston is definitely a strip club place. Tampa, I don't like their strip club. They have pasties. I don't know. I'm game. We got a whole day to go.
Okay. Devin Jordan, thank you very much, Devin. Much appreciated. This is just a hypothetical question, but do you think with Ben Johnson coming from Detroit coaching staff, he's trying to bring that absolute without question? That's what he learned and saw from Dan Campbell without question, particularly on defense and offensively. He wants to bring what he did with the Lions offense.
Yes,
definitely wants to bring that.
And Dennis Allen, remember he got a raw deal in Raiders,
New Orleans and Raiders. He coached.
No, he got fired from New Orleans too. Oh yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They are clearly trying to play with an identity on defense. I can't tell you anything about the offense, but they are headhunters on defense. It was ruthless.
On offense, I didn't notice anything other than their quarterback scrambling. That's all I noticed. I mean,
how was their run game? How did Miami do against the run?
For the most part, very well. There wasn't a whole lot of action there. Pardon me, as DeAndre Swift, I think might have had like one good run. But for the most part, the Dolphins did very well on it, and including, I should mention, this Jack Jones play. We know the guy can cover, and he had a play where he just came flying from around the corner and made the turn, and then made a beeline for DeAndre Swift and got to him like right at the line of scrimmage.
I think I told you this. Like the amount of people who have reached out to me on Jack Jones's behalf.
Yeah.
he's got a lot of fans in the league and a lot of people who are really worried about him and worried about him here. So hopefully he can keep his head on straight. Like a lot, like I give you a perfect quote: $100 million talent. This is a quote: $100 million talent, but he's his own worst enemy. And that is just some scary stuff. And if you and there's a long list of people who believe that about him. Like,
well, he kind of admitted himself when he did his first media session with Dolphin writers that a lot of the problems he's had in the past, like he brought on himself, and I think talked about like maybe maturity issues that need to get addressed.
Yeah,
the dude's got talent.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter. He responded to, I don't know what it was that he saw on Twitter or whatever about how the Dolphin fan base is negative. I was like, yeah, pretty much stay off it. Stay off it, Jack.
Yeah.
Don't, bro, kill all your social media accounts. All of them.
Good way to go.
Because if your mental is not as strong as people suspect it is, you definitely don't need to be on social media. Like he has the ability right now to resurrect his career if he can do things the right way and stay on the straight and narrow and find a good mentor and leader. Like, a lot of people care about him, but they're like, yeah, he's a ticking time bomb. And I don't know him, but at this point, like, I feel like I gotta know him because, like, clearly, you know, he needs help. He needs people who support him in his life. And
this is what somebody needs to
I've dealt with so many players in this league where sometimes their families are stealing money from them, or their mom is the worst thing in their life, or they got baby mama drama issues, or they might be bipolar, or they have personality disorders, and that's throughout all it. And I don't know what it is with Jack. I have no idea, but everybody says he's a tremendous talent.
Yeah, that's pretty clear.
But they're also scared Miami is not a good place for him.
Okay. So. Yankee Lover 100, thank you for the donation, much appreciated. Imagine if we had a Tua type QB from 2000 to 2003. If Grandma had one, she'd be Grandpa.
I was like, yeah.
Lib Jones, thanks for the donation. How would you compare Tua versus Pennington training camp overall? Similar. I think Jack Pennington was even more. I remember the first practice, and I'm not going to do this. But if you remember, in 2008, Dolphins were coming off 1-15. Bill Parcells comes in. They reinvent the roster. They made a trade. They traded a 4th-round pick to Dallas for Anthony Fasano and Jason Ferguson, 2 solid vets who start. And I'm like, we go into camp, and it's like Chad Hand. No, it wasn't Chad Hand. It was before that.
John Beck,
Josh McCown, and Cleo Lemon. And I'm thinking, man, if only that team.
No, Cleo Lemon wasn't there. It was Josh McCown, John Beck, Chad Henne. Chad Henne was there, 2008.
Oh, he was a rookie. Correct. My bad. He was a rookie.
And all 3 of them were trash.
Correct. And I remember thinking to myself, like, if only they had a quarterback, they could do some things. Then the Jets signed Brett Favre, released Chad Pennington. Dolphins signed him. We go out to practice. It was inside the bubble in Davie. I watched the practice, and it's like this. First practice, Chad Pennington.
I was there.
And I walked out of practice. I tell Bill Daly, my former colleague at Dolphin Digest, Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. And ask him if you don't believe me.
No. I believe Channing Crowder said they were getting excited on defense. They're like, we finally got a quarterback. They were really excited that day. Yeah. Like that's the thing. The ball never touched the ground. Efficiency, red zone. He had already knew Dan Henning's offense, so he came in knowing the offense. It was just, and that's the thing. Even when he was a backup, Chad used to tear them up. Chad, 3rd downs and red zones, money. And
the physical skill sets are very similar.
They are the same quarterback.
Well, and this is no shot at Tua, even though I'm sure the comments are coming. You just heard Tua hater and all that. They're coming. Chad Pennington, another level in terms of this right here. That guy could be a coach.
Yeah.
Could be a coach in his sleep.
I don't think he's that much intellectually far from Tua. Would I say he's superior to Tua?
Football mind, that's all I'm saying.
Would I say he's superior to Tua intellectually? Probably. And he's also, Chad Pennington, I called him the Pied Piper because him and Ryan Fitzpatrick, they were just two players that people wanted to follow.
Yep.
They just did. Tua has to get to that level. He has a respect of his teammates, but they have to follow him wherever he goes. And that's not happening at this present moment. That like backups would go to Chad Pennington and ask him about what they're doing as opposed to Chad Henne, who is the starter. Like, and that was very critically important. And Tua has command of the team, but he doesn't have that Chad Pennington, Ryan Fitzpatrick-esque command of the team. He has to get there.
And Pennington, sadly, as his body betrayed him, it was weird. If you look at his career, it's the weirdest thing. Every odd-numbered year, it was either an injury or a bad season. Every even-numbered year, it's a really good season. He balled out. It's completely weird. I think, and that streak ended in 2010, which was the last time he actually played. Okay, Matt, thank you very much for the contribution. Practice. We talking about practice? Thank you, Allen Iverson. Love that clip. Thanks. And the funny part about this is Allen Iverson, I think the complaint was maybe lack of work ethic over there. May not have been a harder worker in the NBA. I mean, that guy was like an absolute baller. He would carry his team.
Yeah, but he'd show up late. He'd loaf in practice. That. Yeah. But game-wise, yeah.
When he was on the court, I mean, holy smokes. Anyway, thanks for the stream, guys. And you still like you up here in Western New York, Omar, despite the shots. LOL.
Oh, in Buffalo. Okay. Yeah. Listen, I'm watching Buffalo's Hard Knocks. It's making me like the Bills, which is crazy. Like,
they're a very likable team. It's like, I mean, Josh Allen, like, exudes good guy. And you see like clips of like, there's one clip that's really cool. There's like a little boy standing in line as he's signing autographs, and he's done it for a while, and he's walking away, and somebody tugs at his shirt, and he goes like, "My sister, you see her in the straw hat, she's like literally crying over you, can you?" And without missing a beat, he turns around and goes over to the little girl, signs the autograph, and gives her a hug, and the little girl's like literally crying. I mean, it's very cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, Devin, thank you very much again. Have you guys tried the Chicago deep dish pizza yet? I have not. And by the face Omar is making, that would be enough.
I don't want a bowl full of cheese. Sorry.
Yeah, Omar.
I've had it. I'm good. Like, yeah.
Have I ever had it? I had one. It may have been Lou Malnati's, which is supposedly very, very famous over here. And I was like, okay, whatever. Okay. Yeah. And everybody does this. It's like the best piece of the pizza where you're from. And I like to me,
I'm a New York pizza guy. So
me, Montreal pizza was absolutely kicked ass.
I didn't know there was a Montreal pizza.
Of course you didn't. It's a thick crust and nice layer of cheese. And I like cheese. So anyway, and then fun fact here about me, in case you didn't know this, when I was a kid, I used to scrape off the toppings and eat only the yes, only the pie. And at one point, it was like at an outing with like my little league baseball team or hockey team or whatever. And we went to this pizza place. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just try it, see what everybody else is raving about. And took a bite, and I was like, wow, okay, where have you been?
Yeah, that was me in something. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, I was like, oh, this is actually good. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, my mind escapes me. I'll think about it later, but yeah.
There are a couple of things like that. Like
I've had some really great sushi here, but that's for people who know me. They know I try to eat sushi every city. So I'm a sushi eater. So, but I don't want to eat steak. I want to eat sushi. Yeah.
Oh man, Omar, you would have. When I've been telling this story, when I went to Japan, like the 7-Elevens, which is God in Japan, they had these like little sushi like hand rolls in a triangular form for like $1.10. completely outrageous. So good. Brian, thank you very much for the contribution. Much appreciated. Devin, again, much appreciated. Last question. Do you think the reason the Dolphins didn't draft Shedeur Sanders was because of the Miami lifestyle?
Mm-mm. They just didn't want the distraction.
Bingo.
But considering Jordan Phillips has been AWOL from camp, and I will say this: I'm not a Shedeur fan, as most people know. I'm not a Shedeur fan. I did not like him in the draft. I thought he was a second-round pick at the best, talent-wise. I really questioned his arm. I watched that game. I've watched that game now twice. Yo, Shedeur could play, and I feel like he was set up for failure with that start. I'm sorry, you cannot give me the least amount of reps in practice, make me the number 4 quarterback, and then tell me I'm starting in the game on in the first preseason.
Would you rather he had not have started?
I'm sure he's appreciative for that opportunity.
Okay.
But it's not like you set him up for success.
He's the 4th quarter. You signed Joe Flacco, who's got a ton of career starts. You traded for Ryan Pickett. You took Dylan Gabriel earlier in the draft. Sorry if Shedeur Sanders is not getting better in fourth team.
But Daniel said that he's been the best performer of all the quarterbacks at camp, which is crazy. Daniel Ofosi, who's used to work with us down here in Miami.
Yep.
We asked him, this not TV or not like somebody said Shedeur had been doing good. I was like, yo, Daniel, Shedeur doing good? He said in a group chat with the homies, he's like, yeah, he's been the best quarterback of camp. And I was like, what? Like, okay. So if they see it, the fans see it, you don't think you want to give the investment? Okay, and now you start him, and now he balled. You can't deny him now.
What does that mean? Deny him what? What is it you want him to do? Make him the starter?
You got to give him the reps so that he can grow and develop now.
Okay.
What are you doing with Joe Flacco? Not a goddamn thing.
Wow.
Like, bro, you know Joe Flacco been done 2 years ago. Joe Flacco stick a fork in it done. Like, overcooked done. Like, what are you doing?
So you're looking, okay. So you're looking, if Shedeur Sanders legitimately has been the best quarterback in camp, then perhaps, maybe there's some validity to giving him more reps.
Kenny Pickett, like the guy performed in a preseason game better than Kenny Pickett has performed his whole career.
Oh, I said Ryan Pickett is a former 1st-round pick defensive lineman. My bad, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Like that's what Kenny Pickett has never played to the level of Shedeur Sanders in one preseason game.
Okay, you said the magic word right there.
One preseason game. Okay, let me see what you do another one. Okay. Let me give you the snaps and opportunities and invest in you to see what the upside is. Clear, you know he's not a 5th-round pick.
Talent-wise, no. He was a 5th-round pick.
We understand why he was a 5th-round pick because they had to humble him and humble his father. But I don't even like the fact show up to the game with a boombox, play the game with a fat rope chain, and I wear jewelry. Why do you have a rope chain on in the NFL? Like, if I'm a defensive player, I'm snatching it off you just for poops and giggles. Like,
there was a clip during a game. I can't remember who it was. May have been Aqib Talib. Actually yanked.
Yeah. Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, what are you doing? Like, but I understand it. He's Deion Sanders' child. He confronts Tony Grossi after the game about how you never write anything good about me.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, help yourself.
And correct. And maybe this is why. First of all, that's why he gets drafted in the 5th round.
Yes. The boombox, the chain, confronting Grossi. Help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Lower your profile. Just go out there and play. Yep. Say the right thing. When you become a player, then you can be your daddy's son. And I get it. You're not trying to change who you are. You are your father's child. But, bro, you're going to make more enemies doing the things that you're doing the way that you're doing it, as opposed to just shutting up and playing. Like, I get it. I absolutely get it. He's going to be himself. He's of this generation. But you know what, the NFL, do you know why you're a 5th-round pick? Because the NFL as a collective unit said, we don't want this generation of players following Shedeur Sanders and looking up to him and him being the role model.
And also, yeah, in part
we don't want more Shedeur Sanders.
Correct. Saying don't anybody ever think you're bigger than the game.
Do not emulate this guy. You will be a 5th-round pick.
No.
And he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He probably threw a post-game party. I'm just guessing. Like, he probably was on some flyer for some party after the game. Like, bro, come on, man. Like,
okay, let's move on. When I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders anymore. And you know how I feel about Deion Sanders.
Yes, I do. You are the Tony Grossi's of his life, where it's like there's
maybe one of the most phenomenal athletes there ever was. Stop telling me how great you were. It's old. It's annoying. Barry Sanders was every bit the running back you were as a DB, and Barry Sanders would score a touchdown, hand the football over to the ref. Act like you've been there before. We don't need to hear you telling us how great you are. Okay, anyway, let me not get on a rant here. Brian, again, thank you so very much for the contribution. Is Jalen Wright another one of Chris Greer's swing and misses? Too early to say that. I will say, I don't know how he looked yesterday. I will say I've been a tad underwhelmed this training camp, but I certainly wouldn't say that at this point. It's too early. And I don't want to do premature evaluation.
Way too early.
Okay.
I don't want to say this and it being taken in a negative fashion.
Do you think Dolphin fans would ever take anything you say in a negative fashion? Really?
He reminds me of Daniel Thomas.
Ooh.
It's just, it looks the part. It just doesn't perform the way that I want it to. And he had a solid day yesterday.
Okay. No, that's good to hear.
It was solid.
See, to me, it's a little bit different. I question, and I'm going to get killed for this. I don't care. Oh, well. I question the pure running back instincts. I think he's just a phenomenal athlete of running back. The thing that with Daniel Thomas was a red flag from the start, and maybe this is completely stupid, but this was a guy who was like 6'1", 233, and the play they used to highlight him as what this great running back was him hurdling a defender, as opposed to like bowling him over, given his size, which is what he should have been doing. And then we saw him. He was a finesse back at that size without the quickness and shiftiness and instincts to be that kind of a running back. SP, thank you very much for the contribution. I was just reading Phil Jackson's book and see similarities in terms of their psychological or therapeutic approach to the game. Do you know who Mike McDaniel's coaching influences might be?
Okay. Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan, yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's ever referenced Phil Jackson.
You should read Mike Shanahan's books. I can't remember which one it is, but if you want to learn about Mike McDaniel, read Mike Shanahan's books. Can't remember the names of them. Sorry.
Okay. Sure, you can Google Mike Shanahan book.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you, Matt, from Western New York. And please accept my apologies on behalf of Omar for the shots he's taken at Buffalo. I'm just kidding. Who is your all-time good in camp Dolphin who just never put it together in a season? I can give you one name right off the bat.
Who?
Brian Manning. That's maybe before your time. He was a wide receiver.
No. I wrote my first personality. I wrote an award-winning personality profile on Brian Manning. Yeah.
Whoa! What award did you win?
College Hearst Award thing.
Nice,
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. That was when I was an intern with the Sun Sentinel. Yeah, that's not before my time.
Okay.
I will bring it to today. Tanner Connor. Man, that guy looks good in camp. When bullets are real, where's Tanner Connor? Anybody seen Tanner Connor?
That's a good point. Do I dare say it?
Who? What?
Legadou Nane?
Oh God! Duh. Listen, who goes from a camp body
Yeah.
to an NFL starter in 3 weeks?
Was he
Didn't
a
you have to
free
be
agent? Body was
performing?
a free agent. It was a free agent signing.
Yeah, but he was just signed there to be on a camp roster and a training camp
Okay.
roster.
Okay.
But that was a situation where he had chemistry with who's a former Jacksonville quarterback?
David Garrard.
He had chemistry with David Garrard. And the minute David Garrard disappeared, so did Legadou Nene. Like that.
And Omar, you've been hearing about it.
I've been hearing about it ever since. Yes.
I'll give you another.
Nene, and when I said Cam Wake better learn how to play special teams, because I don't know if he's making this 53. Dolphin fans will not let either of those go. Or when they caught me sleeping during the special teams period. Hey,
it surfaces all the time.
It just surfaces all the time. Like,
Matt, I'll give you another one. Cecil Collins, who was a running back, who started at LSU.
I thought he played well in the games too.
Sorry?
I thought Cecil Collins played well
in preseason games. He never mounted anything. But he had played LSU, got kicked out of LSU, went to McNeese State, 5th round pick because of the character concerns. I saw him at training camp, and I was
Wasn't
thinking,
he sneaking in people's windows?
That was after he got to the Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to jail because of something like that.
Yeah.
I saw him in training camp, and it was like, to me, I was having flashbacks to Ricky Williams.
I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one.
Hold on, but I need to rephrase that because Ricky Williams joined the Dolphins in 2002. I'm saying what he did now, looking back, reminds me of Ricky Williams in terms of the ability to see the holes and quickly hit the holes. I thought he was so insanely talented, instinctive as a running back. And then in the games he did play, the yards per carry average was like 3.4. It wasn't there, not sure why. And then all the legal issues happened and career flamed out. Go ahead. Who's the other one you're going to have?
I'm going to give you Chris McCain.
Oh, your buddy.
Oh, my God. That guy was a terror on the practice field and in the preseason games. Got on the Dolphins 53 like 2 times, got traded once. Like, everybody saw ability now. Like, but he was one of those players where he might have been his worst enemy as well, where they had to babysit him. But the practice squad fight with Tannehill, where Chris McCain was sacking him too much in practice, and it started a beef, and I forget what happened in that practice, but it became a big tiff on that team, like offense versus defense. But Dolphins and the great Jason Jenkins masked it over and made it disappear.
Why he was good at what he did.
Yeah, it was good. He was good at what he did. Yes.
Yep.
But Jason Jenkins was like, nothing to see here. Oh, it's gone.
What along, nothing to hear.
Yeah. It was that was Chris McCain, man. That guy was a beast.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, I can't think of any other ones who jump out. But that's a great question. In fact, that would be interesting to try to research sometime, though. That's not necessarily easy. Let's see what else we can tackle here real quickly. We've been going on an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta let me go, man.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Do
like 3 more. I gotta run these streets. You know me.
Yes, you do. Here's one for you, Philip Lindsay. I don't recall him balling out in camp.
No, I agree.
What about Sam Egwovan? Okay. Yeah.
He balled out in the game.
Yeah.
Egwovan, he might still be in the league too. I don't like people. Egwovan earned everything he got except for when Brian Flores made him a starter over Raekwon McMillan and then dumped Raekwon McMillan. That was
Lynn Bowden Jr. But here's the thing, though. I think you and I both know that Raekwon McMillan couldn't cover.
Yes. Neither could Sam Egwovan.
Okay, fine. If you're going to be technical like that, you know,
You know what I mean? Like,
except for and Raekwon McMillan was a second-round pick, and the poor dude, like literally first preseason game as a rookie, blows out his knee on in punt coverage.
yeah.
Okay.
He's still playing in the NFL. He might still be a starter in the NFL.
Aguava? No, he was with the Jets.
No. I'm talking about Raekwon McMillan.
I don't believe he.
I think he was a member of the Patriots last year.
He was a member of the Patriots last year. I don't know if he's.
I think he got hurt.
We'll have to check. Interesting one here. Zach Wilson, now removed from Salah and now allowed to pass on first down, will be awesome. He needs first-team reps to have some first-team O-line protection. Good luck.
Poupart?
Omar, good luck with that one.
Yeah, no, that's you. This is your podcast.
Oh, sure. Now it's my podcast. I'm not sure I see universe where Tua's not getting all the first-team reps when Tua's healthy.
Zach Wilson needs to shed his inconsistency. If he sheds his inconsistency, he will have a chance to be a solid NFL starter. He will never be Tua, ever. Not even close.
Maybe it'll be better. I'm sorry, what?
You know, see, you asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble.
Hey, man, he makes some throws. I've seen some throws in training.
Yeah,
he's not consistent.
He makes some hella throws.
Yeah.
1/3 of his throws would be hella throws. 1/3 of his throws would be what the hell are you doing? And then another third of the throws would be checkdowns. If that's what you want,
I will tell you this, and you can tell me, elaborate on this. From what I saw of him, I caught a couple of plays where I turned over and watched him, and it seemed every time he was back there, he had two guys at his feet, two defenders at his feet.
Yeah.
Couldn't sit in the pocket. And
but then he still throws the ball anyway, and it's just like, now he didn't have a turnover yesterday, unlike Tua. But
what's the difference if eating the ball for a second practice or trying to continue to play and throw?
He was still spraying the ball. Not that Tua wasn't spraying the ball, but there were receivers. That's the thing I don't like about Zach Wilson. There's receivers open. He'll see the receiver, throw to the receiver, but because he didn't set his feet, ball will be boom, dribbling to the receiver. It's just he needs a year of fundamental work, in my opinion, just to clean up his game.
No, that's fair.
Whenever he doesn't set his feet,
the technique is inconsistent. He's a really, really good athlete at quarterback. The technique's inconsistent. And yes, I was playing. No, he won't be.
He made a 30-yard scramble that got them to the 6-yard line yesterday, and I was like, I didn't know you had those wheels. I was.
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah, I didn't know he could run like that.
Hell yeah.
He's usually running for his life whenever I seen him with the Jets. I didn't know he could scramble like that, though. I didn't know he was that athlete. No, I had no idea.
Yep. I'll give you this one, and this will be the last one because you need to hit the town. And I actually need to write a couple of more stories for Miami Dolphins on the site.com where all the content is free. Check it out. This is from Pretty Boy, says Omar, plenty of players wear chains at games. LOL.
Okay. How many of them are quarterbacks?
And how many of them were as thick as that thing he had on, right?
Yeah, and that's a small chain for him. Trust me, that's like his throwaway chain, which is part of the problem. NFL does not like their quarterbacks having that showy, flashy, look at me persona. They do not like it at all and will not ever embrace it. Not even, don't matter how good you are. Look at Lamar Jackson. You think Lamar Jackson acts like that?
You know what? That's a good point. That's because even you look at even Mahomes did not like
no.
You look at the guy.
You can never be bigger than the game in the NFL. And the only ones that they're really threatened by is the quarterbacks. They'll let everybody else do what they want to do because y'all don't matter. The quarterbacks, they matter.
Okay, that's going to do it. I think I've kept Omar here long enough. Omar, I need to tell you, I always enjoy these very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Check out my man here, Omar's fine work at the Miami Herald at miamiherald.com. Omar's podcast, the Dolphins In-Depth podcast on YouTube at the Miami Herald. Check out my content at MiamiDolphinsOnSI.com. We will be back on Sunday after the game. I haven't decided yet exactly what time I'm going to go. Probably a live. Check your notifications. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Omar, enjoy the rest of your day in Chicago. We'll see you tomorrow in the old press box at Soldier Field.
See you tomorrow. All right.
Thanks, everyone.